Hey everyone, Neen here from the Hyperactive Bookworm. I'm here, finally back, starting to do author interviews again, and I am so excited to introduce my first guest back for quite a while. So please welcome Liz Arncliffe. Hi Liz, how are you?
Hello, Neen. I'm doing great.
Excellent. Now, I have just introduced your name, but please, if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself and your pronouns.
My name is Liz Arncliffe, she series pronouns. From the States in Tennessee, just have a new book out called Southern Lights. Very exciting. Neen thinks it's delicious. I was very happy
Absolutely.
about that description.
It is just amazing, y'all. Like, seriously, I was blown away by this book. There were so many parts that I was just like, what, huh? And it was absolutely amazing and delicious. Absolutely delicious. But how would you describe it, Liz, in 3 words?
Heartbreaking, heart
Okay.
mending, healing.
Oh, you were not serious. No, you're absolutely correct.
It is fun too, though.
It
It is
is.
also fun.
It is fun and colorful and wonderful. I absolutely loved this book. You may have noticed, guys, if you've gone and watched my review of it, I had to cut down so much of my babble on it because I wanted to tell everyone everything about it. And I'm like, that's not the point, Neen. You need to get them to go read it and then contact me so then we can talk about it all together. Because I would hate to spoil it. But there may be slight spoilers here depending on how deep we go into the questions. But I've got to ask, I'm blown away that this is your debut novel. Like, honestly, the language is absolutely beautiful. The character development is amazing. The depth of the characters is just so very real, absolutely real. And oh, the setting. I mean, you won my heart. Like the way you describe Australia, it's we need more of that because I love when setting is so important to
Mhm.
a story. It it should be that important to every story. And I think sometimes we as authors, that's the cat's tail. We tend to forget that. But this book just highlights it so much more. Um, But as I was saying, with it being a debut novel, what are the 3 things? I do like threes. I tend to always go threes. What are the 3 things that most surprised you about the process of writing and publishing?
Oh, um, publishing, I have never hustled so hard to get to get this book published and then post-publishing to get it in readers' hands. Um, you know that writing and publishing is hard work, and that's why not a lot of people do it. Um,
Absolutely.
so it is, you know, going in that it's really hard work. Um, Despite knowing that it is so hard is still surprising to me. Um, the process, I never really thought about all of the people involved. When you do traditional publishing or when you're doing indie publishing and the number of people that you have to pull in
Mm,
to to do certain things, to check you on certain things, it really is a lot of people. Um, and so I feel like one of the things that surprised me is that um, I don't feel like I'm just beholden to myself to do right by this book, but now I'm also wanting to do right by all of these other people who had a hand in this book. Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, so that part has come up out of nowhere. And then for this one, the third thing for this one, in this book in particular, the I talked about this in several different settings. This book took a global village to get published. So it started in East Tennessee. I started writing it at East Tennessee. It had first readers, beta readers, sensitivity readers in Hot Springs, Arkansas, in Denver, in Chicago, um, Perth, Wollongong, and then a German publisher picked it up. My content editor was in Vancouver.
Excellent.
The um, the copy editor was in Mexico City, and then the proof setter is from Brazil. And then it came back to Knoxville. So it's
Wow.
like, yeah, round the world before it was ever bound and sent out, it had already gone all over the world. And I'm
That's
actually really
fantastic.
proud of that. Um,
Yeah,
and did not see that coming. Um, but
that's
looking
so
back on
cool.
it, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's just so many. I think it's fantastic when you get input from so many different perspectives
Yeah.
and angles, and I feel like it helps to create more, I don't know, well-roundedness for a book.
Mhm.
Um, did you find it like a good motivator or more of a pressure to have so many kind of other people to be beholden to?
It's certainly motivating now. Like I want it to do well just because I think so many people put work into it. So I want it to do well. Um, I mean, it was the process of knowing that all these people, when I was actually in the process, it was a bit intimidating.
Yes.
Knowing that certain people who have crazy experience and wisdom and expertise have their eyes on this, is that was intimidating, and nerve-wracking. It is, and I don't know that I'll ever get used to that. I really don't. So, but now the feeling is more like I just want to do right by everybody. I want this little book to do well because so many people had eyes on it. So many people had ears on this whole journey, and so much support. So I feel it's not just about I want it to do well for me. It's like this whole community behind this little book that I'm hoping carry through.
That everyone could be proud of. I
Yeah.
I can't see how anyone could not be proud of this book. I'm still blown away by it. I think about them all the time. It's like, where are they? It is. It's just such a they're so real. Your characters are so wonderfully and beautifully real. And I mean, you said it in Australia. Come on. And there's a kick-ass cute kid in it. Like, come on. This is all good stuff, guys. All good stuff, people. Um, and it's absolutely incredible. Now, I'm one of those people, and I know there are some people that always do it, some people that never do it, but I am the kind of person that reads like all the author's notes and all that stuff as well. And you do mention in the author's notes that like where the story first came from. Are you able to, if it's okay, to just kind of briefly touch on that for anyone who hasn't read it or skips the author notes?
Yeah, this book started in in a peculiar way. This was pre-vaccine, and I was teaching in a K through 12 classroom at the time. I was teaching high school, and so I had sent. We knew that it was pre-vaccine. We knew that I would get it. My wife and I knew that I would get it. I would come home with it. There was, when you're in a class of 35 students, even masking, like it's not. We knew.
Yeah.
So she was staying with her folks, in anticipation of my getting COVID. And I didn't get it. I got it right off the bat, that January of 21. And
Yes.
so I had what they call a moderate case of it, which is actually fairly severe, but just short of
Hmm.
going to the hospital. So, um, my oxygen was up and down. I was having to lay in certain positions to keep the oxygen up, or pace the hallway to keep my oxygen up. Um, there was I'm giving you more detail than is actually in the acknowledgments, but
That's all
um,
good.
so I was doing all these things, and there was one particular set. It was also Martin Luther King weekend, so January, coldest weekend of the year here, and our HVAC went out, so I had no heat in the house. I
Oh
was running
no.
at 102 temperature. It was awful. Neen, it was terrible. We had friends dropped off space heater, like these little space heaters to our
Oh,
front door. It was really crazy. I was so it was a Saturday, and it was the sickest I had been. And I was sitting, we have these yellow chairs in our living room. We like color. We like a lot of color in our, like the
yay.
world the world can get kind of gray and
Yeah.
sad. And so we like color in the house. And
You just
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we have these
I'm with you on that.
yeah, all
All
the
the
color
color.
in the
All the
book and
color.
in my life.
Oh yeah.
So I was sitting in this yellow chair in our living room, and I was surrounded by a circle of space heaters to keep me
Oh,
warm. So I'd made this like little heat dome that I was sitting in, and I was sick, and I had actually earlier that day thought to myself, I may need to go to the hospital. And at the time, at that particular point with COVID, people who went to the hospital often did not come out.
yeah.
And so
Fine.
I was sitting in this chair thinking to myself, um, I might not make it. Like I might this may be the thing that takes me out. And so I started thinking, what if that were to happen? What would I want for my wife? What kind of life would I want her to live afterwards? And I thought, I'm just going to put this into the universe in case something happens to me.
Mm.
I want her to love again. I want her to be someplace safe because we did not feel safe here. Um, we I wanted her to have color in her life. I wanted her to have friends and family in her life. So I put that out into the world as my wish if something were to happen to me. And then I promptly slept off COVID for another 3 days. But that wish um, kind of took root. And then these characters came out of nowhere and kind of latched onto it. And so this story for the next year, this story just kind of germinated, and these characters were running around in my head all the time, getting into mischief and just leading these beautiful lives in my head. And so in January of 22, almost to the day, a year later of
Wow.
my being sick, I sat down with a laptop and said, I'm going to write this story. And so that's what I did.
That's amazing. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I love that you said it in Australia as the place to be safe. Just throwing it out there.
Well, what's interesting? I mean, I've been to Australia 3 times. I've talked to people there about the pandemic. I know that there are a lot of complicated, complex feelings about the
Mm,
way that COVID was handled in Australia, as there are all over the world.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
it was not a perfect handling of COVID in Australia by any stretch of means. But one of the things that I kept noticing was the death rate here versus the death rate there. And it was shocking to me, the difference.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's what I kept coming back to. I was also watching at the time, because in the pandemic we did weird things.
Oh, didn't we though?
Um,
Like so many weird things.
weird things. We got fixated on so many different things we may not have been fixated on. I watched so much Australian media during the pandemic. Like, I just so much, man. I was consuming so much Australian media. And so it just made sense to me. I was like, of course Ava is Australian. What else would she be? So
Absolutely. And she is so Australian. Like just so very Australian. And I can't even explain that to you all because it will spoil way too many things. But trust me, she is the perfect Aussie. She's great. She's absolutely fantastic. And so you had been to Australia before You set it here
Not before
or you
that.
came here? Oh, wow. Okay.
So I hit 70,000 words, and then
Wow.
I said I hit 70,000 words, and then Australia lifted the travel ban,
Oh,
and
yep.
so then I said I need to go. I got to see if I'm getting this right.
Yeah.
I had always wanted to go also. Um,
Perfect
but it was
excuse.
kind of yeah,
Perfect
yeah.
excuse. Like, oh, I need it for research.
Gotta go for research. So I had just left the classroom. Like I had decided not to go back into teaching. And this was in summer of 20, our summer of 22. So your winter. And so I had just left the classroom at the end of that school year and said I'm not going back.
Yeah.
So I was kind of in this I don't know, period of metamorphosis anyway, which COVID also led to for a lot of people. And so I packed up and went to Australia for a month by myself. Um,
Did you go to Sydney first?
I flew into Sydney. I was in Sydney, and then, but I did so much on that trip. Like I was all over the place on that trip. But so I had written, I don't want to give too much away. There's a piece of the book that I had already written, and then I got to Sydney, and there was a certain festival happening that I didn't know about.
Oh, really?
I had no clue. That was completely accidental. It wasn't accidental, it was kismet. It was meant to happen that I was there in that
Yeah.
moment. Yeah. And so it blew my mind. Like there were so many things that happened on that first trip that I took there and by myself that I was like,
No
this is,
wonder it feels so real when,
yeah,
yeah, it's just, that's amazing.
yeah. Isn't that like just I don't know. It's a wonderful bit of lore about the book that it
Yeah.
played out that way. So many little things. Um, I got the courage to message Cheyenne Blue while I was on that trip, and just had some general questions for her about publishing.
Oh, she's so amazing. I love her.
She was so generous
Yeah.
in her answers, and so that's how we first connected. Um, and then um yeah, it just that trip, I realized it was on that trip that I was like, I actually might have something here.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, so that's how the story started and then progressed to the point that I decided I'm gonna try to get it published.
wow. Did you know the Aurealis lights actually existed?
I did know that, but
Right.
that bit actually came pretty late in the process.
Wow.
Um, so it was the book went through many different titles first, and I knew that I needed something that was ethereal, to kind of bring it all together. And so that every I also love an underdog, and
Yes.
I feel like the Southern Lights are kind of the underdog.
I know. Like, I always wonder if people actually know
Yeah,
they exist.
yeah.
Because you
Like,
say, the lights, they go, oh, yeah, the Aurora Borealis. And it's like, okay, sure.
but there's another one. There's a whole other one.
There's lights other places in the world.
Yes. So yeah, no, I feel like the Aurora Australis is the underdog of the Auroras, and so I wanted to pull that in. I also feel like I I haven't actually seen them. Um, when I have been, there was one time when I was on Kangaroo Island
Mhm.
that I saw a glow that was likely them, but it was not enough to really say that I've seen them.
Yeah.
Um, and then the so I haven't seen them, but I feel like they're also kind of like the disco version of the Aurora. Like they tend to be well, maybe just a little more Australian than like the Northern Lights feel very Canadian to me, and the Southern Lights feel very Australian to me. So, so I want to see both in
So
my
do
life.
I. I had
Yeah.
look. I'm a terrible Australian because I haven't seen them either. Um, but yeah, I want to. I absolutely
Correct.
want to.
Australia is a big place.
Yes, it is. Australia is a huge place. Okay. So while every character that, you know, we write as authors holds a little bit of us in them. There's always a bit of us in every character.
Mhm.
Um, which character in Southern Lights do you feel is most like you, or you are most like?
It is true that I am in each and every one of those characters.
Absolutely.
Even the horses and the dogs, like those,
Yes.
they,
The animals
yes,
are just as important as the setting
yes,
as the actual human characters.
yeah. Those characters are me. I will say that I think probably I feel, and this will probably be, it may be, I don't know, a little surprising, but I feel most connected to Ava
Yes, that is
because
surprising.
because I hold shame in the way that she does.
Ah, yes.
And so
It was so
so
human.
yeah, and it's also that like the toxicity that comes from it. I do like I really connect to that bit. And also I think women in particular carry shame for objectively small reasons.
Yes.
Like you can take women take hers is, to be perfectly honest, her shame does not come from some place of some big dramatic
Mm.
um thing that caused pain to a lot of people. But I think that that's where the truth is.
Let's play the road trip game. I'm pretty sure I've stolen this from Laura, but I don't care. I love you, Laura. But road trip. Who are we going with? Fellow authors, or yeah, let's do fellow authors. Who are we going on a road trip with? We've got 3 more seats.
Three more seats. You and me and three more.
Yeah,
Okay. um I love Cheyenne Blue. Cheyenne Blue makes me laugh. And
me too.
she is full of interesting tidbits. She could also keep us alive.
Oh God, yes.
So
That's important. That's
that's
important.
important. She could
She's
keep us alive
currently out. Where is she at the moment? She's out yonder.
somewhere,
Yes.
thread center somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's vital. And
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know, not just for her survival skills, she's also absolutely
oh,
wonderful.
she's delightful. She's delightful. And her life, just the wealth of experiences, like it's
Yes.
really fascinating.
Mhm.
Fascinating. Um, she's also a damn good cook.
Is she?
She
Damn
is
it.
like
Gotta cash in on that one.
I would also take Anna Wren because Anna is
Sorry. She's
she
for
is
Sab.
also she what?
Oh, when I interviewed Anna, we chatted for ages, but
Yeah.
we now call each other Sab because we believe we're separated at birth.
Oh, I can see that. I could see that actually.
She's just so, I just adore her. I love her. She's definitely coming on the road trip with us.
Yeah,
I'm
she is
so there.
also fun. See,
Yes.
I'm very practical, but I also like to be entertained.
Yeah.
So, so, so Anna Wren is also very, very funny. Also has a vocabulary that I relate to, and meaning she cusses a lot too.
Yes,
Like
I
in
love
the
her.
right places at the right time. Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
She also forages. So
Yes. Also
yeah,
vital.
yes.
Cool.
So that's two more. Who else would I take?
So it's tricky. It's a hard one.
Hmm. Who else would I take? I might actually take Lee Winter because I feel like Lee Winter is the Sia of sapphic fiction.
Oh,
And
right.
like she's mysterious and enigmatic
Yes.
and brilliant.
I
And
know. She was,
yeah, and yeah, and
it
so
took
I
all
feel
my courage to message her and go, can I?
Like, so I feel like that'd be a great group.
Oh my God, that would be
Um,
phenomenal. I'm so
yeah,
down for this. I'm
let's do it.
so down for this road trip.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Oh,
We should write a short story about that.
oh God. How fun would that be?
How fun would that be?
Oh my God, yes. Okay, what is your favorite trope to read? And is it the same for you to write? I know that might be a bit hard having only like published one book, but yeah, curiosity.
I love to read. I love to read Ice Queens. I love to read Ice Queens in sci-fi.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like that is really kind of just a sweet spot. Like that's nice.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I don't write that because I don't think it's in me. I don't think it's my thing to write. Um,
And that's okay.
but I love to read it. Um, the I love the melting. Like that's really what it is. Um, but there's but the in sci-fi, I think it's a unique kind of um Ice Queen because there's typically like a specific mission or
Yes.
goal or it's about the goal is very different and very unique and I like that. And also I think that metaphorically you can do so much with sci-fi and fantasy that you can't necessarily do in yeah, and I love that too. So I think that that's probably my favorite to read. Um, to write, I think that I don't know this for sure. For the time being, at least for the next 3 books.
Ooh.
Um, I think it's or at least the next 2, at least I'll say the next 2. I think it's gonna be, uh, found family.
Sorry.
I love to write found family.
That is my favorite trope. So I'm like,
I
yes.
I love it. I love to write, um, really strong women who are fighting to be their best. So flawed but strong women who are fighting to be their best. And because we all have some things that like traumas we've accumulated over the
Oh
course of our
yeah,
lives.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's those are universal. I love to write women who find a way to manage those or a way to incorporate those. So I think for at least the next 2, I think that's what the plan is.
Excellent.
Those are the stories that are currently percolating, I will say.
And
So,
that is so brilliant. I love that. I am the biggest sucker for found family.
yeah.
Like,
I think for the queer community, found family
yes.
is so like it's important. That's an important trope because so many of us wouldn't have made it without our found families.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm drawn to writing that is just because it's saved so many people I know, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so those stories they're always incredibly personal for me. Um, and I
Yeah,
love them. I love writing them. So yeah,
that is brilliant. And what are you actually working on at the moment?
it is going to be a prequel for Southern Lights. So it is in the maybe prequel is the wrong word. It is in that universe. It's
Oh,
in the Southern
excellent.
Lights universe. So that is currently what I'm working on, slowly but surely. Um,
Same characters, different characters, characters we've met.
you have met these characters. Indeed, you have met these characters.
Maybe a
And
little bit of
I'm
both.
excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Um, I actually think if I can pull it off, I think it has the potential to be much richer
Oh,
than Southern
wow.
Lights. Um,
Ooh,
it's just it's a very nuanced story, and I think the characters are so multifaceted. Like like even in a way in surprising ways.
Mm, that's good.
So yeah,
So the question is, set in Australia
it
or
is set in Australia.
that?
Completely set in Australia. No American characters. So
Oh,
I'm gonna need beta readers because I've got no
I
American
mean,
in.
if I must,
I need to
I would
make
be
sure.
more than happy to. More than happy to.
And
I am. Yes.
side note on Australian beta readers,
Yep.
um, and Southern Lights, how this came to be, this publication. And speaking of encountering authors have I told you this story about how I found a publisher for Southern Lights? So this is an it's when we were talking about having you encounter authors that make you really nervous and like
Yes.
you yes.
Oh yeah. Scare the crap out
So
of me.
yes.
I'm so
So
intimidated by so many of them, and it's
same,
terrifying.
same.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying. So when I got this book to a point where I thought, okay, I think it's ready for outsiders to look at. And I had been in contact with Cheyenne before.
Yeah.
And so I messaged Cheyenne and she was so lovely and so generous. And I had said, what do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do with this? And she said, put it in, like, ask the moderators to put it, the moderators of Southern Cross.
Yep.
I forget the entire name. That's a Southern Cross Facebook
Facebook
group.
group. Yeah.
He said, ask the moderators if you can make a pitch for beta readers in that group. And I said, okay. So I did that.
Yeah.
And within about 4 minutes of me posting this pitch, I kid you not, Lee Winter pops into my comments and says, I'm happy to beta read for you. Neen, I fell into my living room floor. I was
Uh-huh.
like, I cannot send this
To
to
Lee freaking
Winter.
Winton.
Like, what? And also, how does she have time to do this? And also, I can't send this to Lee Winter. Like, so I'm having a panic attack in my living room floor.
Understandably, because then you don't want to be like ignore her either, because it's Lee fucking Winter.
Yes, yes. So so my wife makes me a bourbon. She makes a bourbon. She
Love
brings me
it.
bourbon.
Love it.
She's like, you're gonna drink this and then you're gonna hit send.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so it actually took 2 bourbons, but I did it.
Are you reading anything at the moment?
I am reading several different things for research for the book that I'm working on. So I tend to not read fiction while I'm
Okay.
writing because I feel like it would get into my subconscious and then come out on the paper.
Right.
And I don't want that to happen. So I'm reading a book on moonology and I'm reading a book on astrology.
No.
Yeah, and so I'm also reading a little poetry because it kind of keeps the creative juices going.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but no,
poetry. Let's go back to that. Favorite poets, or a favorite poet.
by far Dickinson.
Wow.
Um, I love Emily Dickinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also her story is fascinating. Her life is fascinating.
Absolutely.
Um, I've been just because of writing a book set in Australia, I've been reading a lot of Australian poets because I also want to stay kind of in the headspace of that landscape.
Absolutely.
Um, so I
You know
think
what's a really good way of doing that?
what's that?
Staying in the headspace of it.
Like staying in the landscape.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, come on down. What is, I know you were talking about all the books that you've been reading at the moment while, researching for this book you're writing. Um, what what's a book that you would recommend or you find yourself recommending a lot? It doesn't have to be sapphic. Doesn't have to be fiction, just I'm always adding my TBR here.
Oh, a book that I recommend a lot.
Or one you wish you could recommend.
I do. So I have you ever read Wicked by Gregory Maguire?
Yes.
The book that is that
The
the
musical.
musical is
Yep.
based on.
Yep.
Um, I love Wicked. I have recommended that book probably the most in my entire life. Um, I read that long before the musical came out,
Yeah.
and I was in grad school decades ago when I read that for the first time, and it blew me away. Like the um, the crazy amount of detail in that
Yes.
book and the different issues, like so the social political issues in that book. And that's when I was talking about when you read fantasy or
Yes.
sci-fi, how you can have so much social commentary that like sneaks its way in.
Yes. But
If
yeah,
you like,
it
for any
stuck
of your
with me.
listeners, if you any of your listeners have not read Wick, like it is so different than the
It
musical. I'm
is. It
sure
is
it's
so
I'm sure
different.
it's a different art form. And he like the way he hits on um like skin color prejudices,
Yes.
animal rights, homophobia, misogyny, socioeconomic class, um, workers' rights. Like I just was blown away by how many and how delicately he handled those things.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful book. It is a beautiful book, and I've
it
read
is.
it probably 6 times, and it's not
Oh,
a lot. It's not a light read. It's not a quick read.
no, it's not. I had seen the musical and I was shocked. I was like, oh, I expected something a lot lighter. So it did
Yeah,
take me a while to get into it, but it's definitely had an amazing impact. I
yeah,
haven't yet been able to get to the second book,
yeah.
because there are, yeah, like several, isn't there two
I've read
or three?
I think there might even be 4 or 5. I don't know.
Oh wow.
I lost the Wicked is by far the best of them. And I have read most, if not all of the others. None of them stuck with me the way Wicked did. None of them were I've never read those more than once. And Wicked I've come back to again and again.
Yeah.
Um, so it is he actually has another series out now that I just bought that I haven't read
Oh,
yet. It's not set in that universe. It's a completely different series. Uh, or it might be like a prequel, but like a early prequel.
yeah.
But um, yeah, he is very adept at pulling social commentary in a very creative, rich way. And so yeah, Wicked.
Oh my gosh. Um, Thank you so much, Liz. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to chat to you about all things Southern Lights, all things writing and reading, and it has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Neen, for having me. I'm really excited. We could do this every week.
I know, right? It would be amazing. I can't wait to go on the road trip.
Me too. Me too. We'll get Cheyenne to start planning that right up.
Absolutely. She'll know all the best tracks, all the places to go. But before we go, where can readers find you and or your book?
You can find Southern Lights at Amazon, on Ilva's website, Barnes and Noble, Bookshop. Any of those, you could go to lizarncliffe.com and click on the links there. Please sign up for my newsletter at lizarncliffe.com as well. And if you do read it, please do an Amazon review or a Goodreads review. I would much appreciate that.
Every review counts. Every review means the world to us
It
authors.
it does. It does. Makes the world go round for an
It
author.
it does. Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. It has been fantastic getting to see you again and getting to talk.
It's been so much fun. I can't wait to see you again in person.
Yes, it's gonna be great. All right. Thanks, y'all.